Welcome, guys. We're just about to get started. Get your popcorn because we are going around the green hell. Welcome everybody to the iRacing Fanatec GT Challenge here at the Nürburgring Nordschleife VLN layout. It is going to be a bumpy ride. It is also one of the few entries on the, well, I think it's the only entry on the Fanatec GT Challenge list that is without an attached qualifying. All the drivers have done their qualifying previously in a separate session. I think only 8 or 9 in the GT1 class did, and like one poor lonely soul in the 4 GTs did it. As ever, I'm joined by the great and venerable Craig King. Craig, how are we?
Good evening. I'm very well, thank you, but I can't make heads or tails of this map. Am I looking at it upside down? Oh, no, that's right, because I have no idea what I'm doing tonight. This is a crash course for us. I apologize. I will try my best to get any of the corner names right, but if I don't, I apologize. We will do our best tonight, but just to run down, there's 20 seconds left in this practice before they start. It's detached qualifying. So you will go into a qualifying session by yourself outside of the race to set your times, and we have 33 cars and 10 of them set a lap time. So that means that everybody else will be gridded by their iRating. So the 9 drivers in GT1 that set a time. I don't know if you're ready for this. I think I've just gone ahead of you. I don't know if you... I will do that anyway.
No, I have. Go ahead.
Okay, so we have Jonathan Razanahora, who will be taking pole in the GT1s with a 7:43. I've lost the times now because it's a 7:43.125. Then we will have, who is that then? It's Andre Godfroy with a 7:46.783. Daniel Hanover with a 7:47.590. Sylvian Morian with a 7:48.997. And Kevin Bellens with a 7:49.777. Carsten Welker with a 750.301 and Fabian Menentry with a 752.254. Robin Bales with a 754.299 and Derek Rudenberg a 758.913. So that's 9 drivers in the GT1s. Only 1 driver set a time in the Fords, which is Stefan Overgaard with a 8-minute 1 second .680. So they're the 10 drivers that have set a time. But of course, because it's done in pack racing, Overgaard does not go 10th. He's technically 30th on the grid because the Fords have to be behind all the GT1s.
By the way, we are not going to get any of these corner names correct at all, so please bear with us. 4 laps around the green hell. We will... Oh, no. I want to say... You know, the Mercedes Arena is the easiest one we can get our heads around because it follows the bog standard method of the Nürburgring GP layout, and then everything else is just out the window. We just go by kilometers at that stage.
But there's no stadiums tonight. It's the VLN layout. So for those that do VLN, and there has been races this weekend on iRacing, if you'll be aware of it. But for those who are unaware of VLN, you go after the first chicane on the GP circuit. You take a hard left, and you skip the stadium section. You drive straight for a little bit, and then before you even get down to Coca-Cola, or the Coca-Cola corners, you basically just take a right, and you're on technically the back straight of the Nürburgring, not Nürburgring, sorry, the GP circuit, sorry. So this is going to be really confusing. Actually, Bill Suloff is not taking the start. He will start in the pit lane by the looks of it. So they're coming around the start now. Why don't you do this? I think you'll be able to get high off the first few corners, so I'll let you go ahead.
Yeah, they're just coming up now towards the start-finish line. We have on the left-hand side of your screen Jonathan Razanhora, and on the right-hand side of your screens Alexander Godefroy. The VEC sim racing cars slowly creeping up. 3, 2, 1, and the race begins. The green flag has just been thrown, just going down towards the Mercedes Arena Yokohama S. We have a 4 wide going down towards the first corner. The plague of Aston Martins coming around the first corner. Absolutely no issues whatsoever. A little bit of a slowdown by one of the Corvette CR6s. Ooh, Alexander Godefroy stepping out. We have a number 18 car off of the track. The number 18 car. He's escaping me now. There he is. The number 18 of Carsten Welker going off the track, just coming past the inner section of the Mercedes Arena, getting caught up behind getting caught in the middle of the excuse me, getting caught up in the middle of the 4 GTs as they come following down the back section of the Nürburgring GP layout. Jonathan Razanhora getting a nice little gap between himself and Godefroy. Godefroy making up the positions that he had lost. He had fallen down into 4th position as a result of his start. Razanhora was the race leader on the left-hand side of your screens as the race had started, and he is making good as he enters the green hell. I believe there is 21 kilometers, or 20 kilometers now. They're at the 2nd kilometer mark now as they come through Flugplatz, or just past Flugplatz, I think.
Hatzenbachs! How many times do you watch Jimmy Broadbent? It's Hatzenbach, then it's the blue patch.
I knew I'd get it wrong.
They come into Hatzenbach. The Fords are still 1, 2, 3, 4 as they started. Do not worry about that. Jack Gooden has made up quite a few places as now they come out of Hatzenbach into the Hockenheim, down into Flugplatz coming out now. Now it'll be interesting to see who lifts, who goes straight. They're on cold tires here. Gotta be a little bit careful. So the top 3, they're all going through. A little bit of slidey here with Handover chasing Godefroy. Bellen's catching up there. Morian there as well. And right behind Morian is Jock Gooden and Jan Olensky. Those two have made up quite a few places at the start of the lap. In fact, Gooden, he wants to take the slipstream here. He's going onto the outside here of Morian. He will get that there. A little bit of touchy there as it goes in the Kottenberg. And he's off the track, Gooden. He's hit the wall. He's lost the wing mirror. He's lost everything before he even gets to Arenberg. That's a lot of places he's going to be losing. In fact, I think he may have a detached tyre as well.
Well, I mean, there's a definitely. Oh, I do see the problem, Your Majesty. As he says, as he hits the wall, he has gotten indeed an attached tire. Sorry, I just want to go back to Alexander Godefroy and Daniel Handover. I think Daniel wants the position of P2 handed over to him. Huh?
Oh God, come on!
You can see the nice cameras, by the way. Jack Cams 22. They are really nice. 24-hour layout being used here for the cameras. Let us know how they go. It is Alexander Godefroy second, Daniel Handover third. Kevin Bellens in fourth position. Daniel Handover touching the brakes as they come just past. I think that is worst person. I just butchered that. Just around the 9-kilometer mark now. In these GT1s, it's a little bit dicey when you're going through here. You know, it's a lot of braking, a lot of just sort of praying that your car stops. As we see in the background, Kevin Bellens going wide coming into that corner. Almost letting the door open to Sylviane Moraine. No issues at all at the moment. Other than that, we do have a few retirements. We've got Jack Godden and Rob Hamp, who did not start, and Bo Brady is also in the pits at the moment.
Oh, Alensky, side by side, coming out of Exmoor, side by side now with Burt coming in. The wall, it goes off. That's Cortez. He's going to be spinning. It's all he keeps the brakes on. Well played keeping the brakes on. There's a lot of damage there. He's going to be losing a lot of time again. Wanting to take the move there, but cold tire trying to go inside. All that work by those two guys at the start there has gone to waste, and this is it. Keep patient. Alright, so you're 5 minutes into the race. You're at the 10-11 kilometer mark of the track. Actually, where is it? That's 12 kilometers, sorry. You just cannot be too aggressive. Yes, your tires will be warmed up, but that is a shame there, as we now see right behind Godefroy is Hanover. He really is trying to get this right now. They've gone down the Kesselchen, waiting to come down now into the one corner. Come on, Rob. In a minute, they're coming to the corner that you know the name of.
Carousel right? 1.
Coming to the Carousel 1. But still, it's Razanahora has put a 3-second lead on everybody right now. He is really confident around the track at the moment. As Godefroy and Hanover come around the Carousel. Morian behind him. It's a train of 4 cars here. That is Godefroy, Hanover, Belland, Morian, and behind them it's Menentry. And Robin Beld is trying to catch up to them, but just lost it coming out the Carousel.
Just seeing the GT1s, the rear end of the DBR9 is stepping out just a tad little bit, but other than that, it seems to be fine. You know, with the sort of narrow nature of the Nordschleife Green Hell sections, you know, you really can't afford to make mistakes. If you do, you're going to touch the grass, and on iRacing, that is bad news. It means your car is going to enjoy meeting up with a wall. Well, you're not going to enjoy it, but the car will, and the car will most likely not drive straight after a one-night stand with the very tough and unforgiving barriers. As we can see, Alexandra Godefroy is trading 3 seconds behind the race leader, Jonathan Razanhora. The car of Daniel Handover is sticking to the rear end of that VEC Sim Racing car, as he should be, you know. The little jump as they come past, I think that is the 14-kilometer mark. No,
yeah,
that's not the 14-kilometer mark. It is the 17-kilometer mark.
They're in the S-curves and they're in the S-curves and the plunge garden. I've always known where the boys are turned into men here. We decide who's that. We see Hanover just going a little bit wide, trying to get the apex here, kicking. And you are right. The back of this Aston is kicking out a bit in the moment, but these gaps that Godefroy make up from these corners are getting negated because of these tough bits of these other than tough corners, as they are slowly now it's definitely the Blitzgang. They're down the X curve. They're about to hit the second Carousel shortly, but no, they're on the straight. I've missed it. I've missed the second Carousel. They're on the straight now. I don't know where I am, but anyway, on the straight. Godefroy has pulled a 1 second lead over Hanover, but that is going to be negated due to the slipstream. It was a 1.3 second lead between Hanover and Bellens. That's going to be negated. From Bellens to Morian, 1.1. That's going to be negated. Morian to Menentry, hey, you get the idea. Could be 1 second. So they are pulling away, and then comes the straights, and it's the longest straight outside of Fuji in the world, and you can understand.
just coming by Tiergarten now. They passed it so quickly I wasn't even able to cut across and say, oh, well, I know a place. Just came past Tiergarten. They've reached speeds of 280 kilometers an hour. Particularly, I was looking at Daniel Handover in the car number 2 as he's still hounding the back end of Alexander Godefroy at the moment. It is a VEC sim racing. Daniel Handover, Kevin Bellens of the... What is that car again? The... Is that like a Family Fortunes imitation? Oh, the E series. Sorry, he's gonna be angry with me. It is not a Family Fortunes simulation. It's just the way that he pronounces E series. Where is this camera going? Anyways,
Hanover almost went bumper to bumper with Godefroy there. Had to back up a little bit. That made Bellens wanted to get a go. Now they're into, I don't know what they call this. I just call it the connector onto the back straight, off to the GP circuit. But I just want to say, 7 Overcard in the Ford started what? I'm not sure. Like started 30 odd, and he's 19th overall in the class. We see, is that Bill Stuffoff there having a moment? No, everything's all right. But yeah, Stefan Overgaard in the Ford. He is 10 seconds ahead of J.E. Hyde. And I can't give you any information on Thomas Davenport or Dennis Bays. They're about to cross the line now. So that is your
Oh, sorry, just got to cross. Daniel Handover did not make the chicane on the GP circuit, and he's having to slow down quite harsh because he cut a course. Well, he cut the course, and he has to slow down to give up the time gained. So he is now bound in...
Can you say that in a certain accent for me, please?
They say you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gained.
Thank you. How many Corvettes are in this race? Well, let's just put this like this. The top 10 are all Corvettes. The top 12 are all Corvettes. There are Astons.
Hang on a minute. Is my eyes deceiving me, Craig, or is that a British car?
I don't know what you're talking about. Where?
you know, I see an Aston Martin badge on the back of that number 2, and distinctly on the back of the number 6, 7, 5, 8, 9, 11, 14, 13, 12, 16, and 15 cars.
Yeah, I might have not looked at my logos properly.
You don't even need to look at the logos. You just look at the car.
Hello. What's up with the Resident Horror? Everything's just blinked for me. Thank you, Morianne. That's very handy. As he makes a move onto Kevin Bellens. Brilliant move there down onto the hairpin there of Arenberg. It's a great move there to take P3. He was P5 at the start of this lap. Handover, of course, had that mistake at the chicane. Is now making its way, and he blinks again. Come on, Sylvian. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
As they come... sorry. Just into the slow section just past the... Well, you can call them straights, and then we just come past Rebel Tree. Where is Rebel Tree? There it is. Hello, Rebel Tree.
Rebel Tree.
Wait, it's Rebel Tree. Hi, Rebel Tree. Bye, Rebel Tree.
Rebel Tree?
Oh, my God.
Oh, Manentry just clipped the grass there. Just clipped the grass going into where it is. That Megafield there. So he is in a battle now with Daniel Hanover. Now, of course, Hanover lost, 3 positions because of that slowdown. Now, you think to yourself, normally a normal track, you'll get them back. How do you make an overtake here at the Nordschleife? We saw 2 cars crash out already. We saw, who was it? It was Jack Godden, and I can't remember who else made a mistake. They made up all that time and then had the crash. Olinsky, sorry. Those 2 started off so well and had the crash that both threw them off there because they were trying to overtake on the only straights they could, but could not make it. As you see, Hanover trying to make a move there. He goes through Wordsteifen. I apologise, my German's bad. My French is okay, but my German's bad. He just cannot make a send there. He just has to wait for it. But meanwhile, up ahead, there's a gap of Bellens, Manentry, and Hanover. It's a second between each other, and Morian is now starting to pull away. He got away. He's starting to pull away. Starting to tow on to Godefroy, but really, touch wood, Brazen O'Hora is on a warpath. A 7:51, 3 seconds faster than anybody else that first time around.
By the way, I was going to reply to what you said as I just see in the background Menetry and Hanover going side by side up the hill towards, I think that is Bergwerk. No, that's towards Carousel. Sorry, I am very far behind. See,
That's a kettle shelling. The kettle shen. And now he comes. Yeah.
There we come into the Carousel area. Look, I can't get these. We're completely lost.
Did you notice though how Manentry knew that they were coming up to that high-speed corner? Oh, hello! Is that a move in the Carousel? That's a move in the Carousel. Morian get past Godfrey. Wow, that's a great move. He's now up to second after that lap. I was just saying, Manentry let Hanover go on that straight because he was coming up to the don't lift corner, and really, you kind of want to lift in these situations, especially when you've got a guy side by side. So he yielded the position. Now fighting again. So the top, Razanahora is on his own at the moment. Morian is now starting to pull away. The gap is half a second. Now the key is he needs to pull away to about 1.4. I think it's 1.4, 1.3 seconds when he gets down to the long straight. Otherwise, all this gap is just going to go away. We saw it already. So Godfrey just waiting his time here. It's a VEC 123 at the moment. I know that much. With Kevin Bellens just playing spoiler in the Prime car. There are other websites available.
Hey Joe, how are you? The issue that you missed, by the way, the reason why there was an overtake in the Carousel was because Godefroy came out of the ramp section and onto the flat because he took too much speed in the Carousel and lost a significant amount of time, and that's what enabled Sylvain Moraine to take over the position. As they come towards just 2 corners now up until second Carousel, it's a lot less death, well, relatively speaking, than the first one. Taking nice and easy. You can just hear the suspension and the underbelly of the Aston Martin. They're crunching a little bit as it's going over. Now just hold. Now give it the gas that you need. And he's got the slipstream ahead of him. The car number 8 is being chased by the car number 7. Just watch as the speedo climbs. 250, 260. Come on, we have the slipstream. Come on, we can push it to 270. There we go. The 6th gear is wailing as they come past the 20 kilometer mark.
21.
Apologies. I just see it there. 280 kilometers an hour with slipstream assisting him. Coming past the Bilstein signs, lifting a little bit, trying to see if he can get a sneak in on the inside. A little bit of squirreling under braking, but all good. He keeps it under control, and that is almost lap 2 of the Green Hell.
I thought those engines were going to blow up from all that speed. All I could hear was just a load of Astons top redlining in 6th gear. That was crazy to hear. But just to give an idea of these times, Razanahora is pulling away, but now he's got Morian on his back. The gap is only 6.5 seconds. They're side by side behind Godfrey. That's Hanover making the move on Bellens. That's brilliant there. They're going to be side by side into the stadium. They touch! Bellens with a little touch, and they both stay alive with Bellens just having a little bit of a snake there. There's not really any visible damage, but that's going to affect him going into the stadium section. Does survive though. A little bit of apologies going out as we say that now into the connector. These guys have just been staying with each other all the time. And I think the key thing about this is actually also the championships status. Because there is a championship, but we haven't got a $2 sweepstakes on this, but we do have a championship going on. And just to give you an idea, with 6 weeks down, this is the 6th week. Razanahora is sitting 3rd in the standings, so if he gets a good result here, he could leap up to 2nd. Doubt he'll get to the first spot because Emeric Blom, who isn't racing tonight, is leading the championship. But if he can leapfrog down Muller to take 2nd place in the championship, as we see Hanover still just trying to put his nose in where it might belong as he tries to overtake the VEC car and just put a wedge in between these VEC cars on the podium.
What's a leapfrog? Do you mind explaining that? We just come past the 2 kilometer mark, by the way, on the signs. I do like how on that particular camera position it actually does be like, hey, look at this. There's a 2 kilometer mark. We actually know where we are now.
I love it. Hatchenbach. They're just going from Hatchenbach right now into the Hockheim, and now they'll be coming down onto the long straight. And this is Morian still blinking. Come on, Sylvian. I know you got some decent internet somewhere. Down onto the first straight, onto the blue plat. Now, I haven't been watching this. I'm going to keep an eye on Hanover. Are they lifting? Are they lifting here?
I'm not
Yes,
sure, but
they're lifting.
But they're getting some air. I can see the wheels just sort of escape gravity just for a split second, or either that, it's iRacing. I'm going to say the latter until they do definitely get some air. If they get some air, do they cartwheel? I'm hoping not. I'm hoping I haven't cursed somebody. Well, if I have cursed somebody, you can send all hate mail to Robert@RadionTV. Please don't. I've just opened the floodgates just there. As we just see Kevin Bellens falling behind, 1 second behind the car that's currently on your screens. In the middle of your screens, Daniel Handover chasing down Alexander Godefroy and Sylvain Moraine. By the way, if you want to keep track of the particular cars on track, you can do so by the live timings, livetimings.radion.tv. There's a link in the description. It'll give you an idea of what's what in throughout the entire grid positions. Rebel Tree by Rebel Tree as they come towards, I think that is...
you should know if you know where Rebel Tree is.
No,
come on,
I can't remember.
Well, they are in the Callenhard right now and coming down the hill into the Woodsfield. I think this is Miss Hit Miss. I'm not entirely sure. I know there's a name for it. Yep. Miss Hit and Miss. Yeah, Miss Hit and Miss. Then Morian decides to hit everything for some reason. Down now into the Nordschleife. Again, my German is really bad. I love this corner. Remember Gran Turismo did all the driver training?
By the way,
remember Gran Turismo? Yeah. Okay.
I remember Mission 34. I remember that.
Just trying to do this entire section here, from the Callenhard into Exmul, which is where we're at right now, was a challenge. And it was a great challenge. But Morian is trying to pull away from Godefroy. And Hanover is trying to make the move. Does have some straights up ahead right now, Hanover, but he has to be careful because not everything is simple. Now, he could make the overtake when he comes to a longer straight, but he just has to be careful. Especially, I don't think he'll get the same respect when he comes down to the Kesselchen on the no lift corner.
By the way, just to point out the difference in angle when they were coming on to that long sort of, well, it's a long straight-ish. There is corners in it, but
side by side. Sorry. He does get the respect. No lift. Just saves it. Just saves the car there. Still a little bit touchy there. Gets around. Sorry to interrupt you. That was brilliant. I did not think Godefroy would yield like that. And for a moment, it looked like they were both going to go into the no lift corner with that speed. But Hanover takes P3, and he is on a course right now. He is the lone man fighting these VEC guys, and we see Emeric Blom in the chat there, the leader of the series. Bonsoir, Emeric. It's a shame we can't see you tonight, but we are having a barnstormer of a race right now.
I will say, by the way, that the car of Alexander Godefroy looked like it was trying to bounce out of the carousel, the first carousel. Once again, the car looked like it was on two wheels at one point going through, but he managed to keep it in. It's very damaging, well, not very damaging in terms of the car itself, but it's very damaging in terms of speed. If you pop out of the carousel in a car like this, where you need to keep the speed going through the carousel, if you pop out too early, you're basically a slow-moving brick when you exit it, and that'll just leave you to some very dangerous moves taken against you. As what happened to Godefroy himself, and he's down in 4th position after starting in 2nd as they come up through. I think that is YouTube corner. I think somebody did take an offing in YouTube corner. I did see the tire marks going into the wall, so a YouTube corner claims another victim. As they come down.
YouTube, we haven't put it on YouTube. Oh,
well, I mean, unless this is which one is YouTube? One of them is YouTube corner.
The whole track is YouTube corner for us right now with the crashes we've seen. Morian is coming to the straight almost. No, he's a few corners away. Let's just give you a quick update on the Fords. There's Stefan Overgaard. That's an update of the Fords.
He's chasing. He's chasing down. Is he chasing? He is actually chasing down.
No, he isn't. Suloff, he let Suloff get by, as Suloff was faster, and he did start in the pits, so he allowed Suloff to get by, and he's just really just using him for slipstream, I'm guessing.
I mean, he's 26 seconds ahead of everybody else. What does he need? Well, I mean, to be fair, if you want to maximize your advantage, you might as well. As they come through the tree-laden section onto the start, or sorry, the big long straight.
If we can move, Hanover's going to make the move. Now, that's simple. Look how simple that is. 278 kilometers an hour. Just lose it a little bit now. Now, Morian is going to go into the straight. This is like Fuji. I love this. Now he's going to try and make a move. As he comes down side by side right now. Down into the Tiergarten. He's now side by side trying to get back onto the course. Hanover takes it. Oh, that was another sketchy moment. These guys have so much respect for the racetrack, for everybody. They're giving everybody the room they need, but that is sketchy. They almost went side by side going back onto the GT circuit, and it's going out for round 3 right now. Morian wants Hanover. Hanover will take the inside, but the straight is so long. Morian should have this right away unless Hanover gets the late braking, and he does. Morian takes a wide angle here. He might get the overtake going into stadium. A little bit of a lockup. Cannot make it work. Whereas Godfrey, he is just watching this again side by side into the Mercedes arena section. I almost said stadium section. Sorry, still going side. Now they're not. Now Morian has had to yield, but behind him right now is another PEC car. It's Alexandra Godfrey with Kevin Bellens behind them as well. These 5 just will not separate from each other. It's great racing. While Jonathan Razanahora is at the front, 10 seconds on his own.
You can see in the gearbox view that there's a big green mean machine. Oh, well, it's not even a green machine. It's more like a blue, green, and white mean machine of Sylvain Morin. He definitely wants to secure second position, and but doing it in a very respectful way. Can't even say English words today, but really respectful racing. You do love to see it, indeed you do. Coming now, exiting the GP circuit, coming onto the green hell of the Nordschleife.
Now I need to check something, Rob. I have heard about this. Now, from what I understand, this might be the last lap, but it's not the last lap. Am I right in thinking that? There was some confusion earlier in the week, as Morian blinks again. There was some confusion earlier in the week, and I believe while it should be the last lap, they are doing 5 laps around here because of the way the timing works. Correct me if I'm wrong. Godfrey has a little bit of a moment there. Saves it. Great little save there. The car was just bouncing around as they were coming down Hockenheim. So it's not Hockenheim, it's Hockenheim. But doing its best. Just holding on now. Bellens will be behind him, trying to make the move. And again, over the flue packs, just doing its best. And again, this Audi slides out. I don't know why. I'm loving seeing the Audi slide out right here. But Menentry is
hang on a minute. There's no Audis in this series.
I didn't say Audi.
Yeah, you
I
did.
said Aston. I tried to say Aston. I must have said Audi by accident.
You did. You said it twice. You said it with full confidence too. Do we need to get a a microscope to make sure what the actual cars are?
Oh, hang on 1 second. Hang on, let me just get my magnifying glass. That looks like... Hang on, Sonny Jim. Don't you make fun of me. I'll just get my seeing glasses and I'll have a look at it. That is the Aston Martin. I don't know why I was saying Audi. I'm too used to ILMS. As we see, Morian trying to make the move on Hanover there. He went a little bit hot there going into the corners. I believe that corner is... I always forget that corner. That is the Megasfield into Callenhard. And just going, no, sorry, the Ander Foster, sorry, going in a bit hard. Now they're in the Mexfield into the Callenhard down the hill. It's still Hanover, Morian, Godfrey, Bellens for second, third, fourth, and fifth. Menentry is just sniffing in right now, and also Robin Bells. Put it like this: Razanahora is 11 seconds up the field from second to 7th, and then the gap between 7th and 8th is 21 seconds. I mean, let's just give them a little bit of a shout out. Fromont in 8th is a second ahead of Federico Rossano, who is himself half a second ahead of Simon Vernier. So battling all the way down the field, really. Nice little pack racing. And after those guys, and 2 more cars in a little bit of a race themselves, followed by 2 more cars. So good little pack racing happening all down the field.
By the way, Bailey wants to know your occasion. Not to give you a cake, but to give you a book, because the last time I checked, you know, all the ads I've seen of Audi have a little German, you know, what's it called, tagline, not a British one.
All right, I made a mistake. God dang it! God dang it!
Just
Begins with an A. Come on. I'm trying to keep my eyes on this fantastic racing at the moment. A lot of respect going on between the drivers, and it's fantastic to see Hanover still trying to make a move on Morian here. It's again these tight corners. All I can hear at the moment, Rob, is the sound of these Astons going really fast. Morian wants to make the move into no lift. Has to hit the brakes because he's there too late. Hanover takes it, and that also changed everybody up. Good for him having a break. Bellens was fine with an entry in front of him. Literally, we talk about how loud the Corvettes are. All I can hear is just the wind blowing and the engine blowing of these Astons. These might sound better than the Corvettes.
I would like to point out, you don't call them Corvettes, you call them Shouty Boys. We christened this before at Watkins Glen. They're not... Ooh, very close. Sorry, just about to say, very close between the car in second and third place. Car number 2 and car number 8. Very close going through the carousel. Luckily, Sylvain Moraine tapped the brakes just before he nudged the rear end of Daniel Handover, because, you know, if you get hit during the carousel, if you're in the carousel and you get hit in the back, the car will just... you just get ejected, essentially. You get ejected like a cassette player.
Cassette player? Well, I mean, yeah, or an 8-track, or a CD. You know, insert your desired choice of media products, but Mariana and Hanover are still in this battle at the moment, and it's really just a case of just staying with each other, waiting for the straight, and then trying to make a move. And that's what's happening at the moment. And you can't say that these guys battling each other is causing Razanahora to get ahead of them, because Razanahora did a 7:47.9 the last lap, and Daniel Hanover, I hate you, Joe. Daniel Hanover did a 7:50.7. I'm going to go to Twitch chat. How are we doing, Twitch chat? Hello. Oh my God, they're even insulting me for calling it an Audi as well. Brilliant. Right. Where's Mixer?
Well, no, we don't broadcast on Mixer. Shutting down. I'll explain to you my as we're just watching these guys going through the last few corners coming towards second carousel. I made a Mixer account called Radio on TV, and I was pretty proud of it. On the same day that my verification email came through so I could actually start streaming, the news broke that Mixer was being shut down, and I was upsetty spaghetti. Let's put it lightly. Very upsetty spaghetti, actually.
Menentry's had a moment. Actually, Menentry's had a moment in the second carousel going off, and he had a moment earlier as well. He has lost the toe. He's lost the position, and he's lost the toe of Bales. Meanwhile, everybody in front of him is just on a toe battle. Where is Hanover and where Morian? But they're going now on the straight. The gap is too far. The gap is too far for any of them to make a move right now. As Razanahora will come across the line. Again, I need to check. I'm pretty sure we've got one more lap to go. We'll just check. He comes around the final corner onto the start-finish straight. He will cross the line. Now, I'm pretty sure he will see the white flag when he crosses the line.
Apparently, the last 6 minutes have been a white flag according to Adpo, but I've learned to trust it. Just says when it says 0 minutes, it goes, yeah, this is the white flag. But I'm pretty sure he's still driving. That is Jonathan, by the way, and they are all still driving at the moment. So
now we see white flag. I think it's the way the VLN works.
Yeah, it is now the final lap. It is 5 laps instead of 4. As you can see in the background, the green car of Jonathan Razanahora just gleefully driving into the distance and probably taking the W. Ooh, sorry, Daniel Handover is having a little bit of a moment. I don't know what's going on with that one rogue camera. There's a rogue camera in the middle. Just goes to the first bus stop and then sits there for about a split second. I need to figure that one out. But Daniel Handover having a little bit of a moment going through the chicane at the Mercedes arena. I'm gonna pronounce, verbosely pronounce is the word I'm looking for. The Mercedes arena. Just make sure that you don't mistake it for like Mazda arena or whatever.
At least I got the corner names, Mr. House Radion Tanner.
Audi Arena, yeah, that's even better. I demand we christen it Audi Arena as Sylvain Moran slides onto the first proper corner on the green hells to pass the 2 kilometer mark. They'll have about 7 minutes starting from now to make their final moves, which is still possible for the top 4, or sorry, the 2nd through 5th. So I was about to say the top 4, but no, 2nd through 5th, as the car number 8 of Sylvain Moraine he's definitely pushing that car. He wants to keep in the slipstream. He's 0.8 of a second behind the car ahead of him of Daniel Handover. There's a little bit of breathing room that Daniel has at the moment, so that's all well and dandy, but I think he wants that second podium position so he can make it a 1-2 at least, just past the 4 kilometer mark, as they scream towards, let me check my notes.
That is coming down
Arenberg.
Coming down to Arenberg. Yes, coming down to Arenberg right now. I just want to say, the lead Corvette, the lead shouty boy, is down in, not that there's a class for them, it's down in P13, Leonardo Baeo, who's quite a way back. He's only just come on to the hats and back right now, so quite a way down, but that is the pace of these Aston Martins today.
Does Balance have anime on his car? Okay. Well, I can deploy this camera. Here, let me deploy this camera. Look at that camera. Ooh, nice and shiny. I am not sure if he has anime on that car.
Doesn't.
He doesn't. He just passed by Rebel Tree, by the way.
Oh, hi Rebel Tree. Bye Rebel Tree.
Yeah, it's very fast. It's a lonely little tree out there. Oh, sorry, Robin Bell's going off, just going past the Rebel Tree. He almost lost it going into the wall. He's lost the position to Fabian Minetri. So Fabian is now back up into 6th position. Robin Bales and Daniel Handover, by the way, are part of the same team, and I imagine they're running the same livery. But he just lost control of the car. Let me just replay that very quickly. Just as he misses going wide, coming through the 1-2 of, I'm gonna say Rebel Tree area. How about that?
Mexfield or something like that. Metzgerfield. There you go. There you go. You've got the German. I don't. But no, that was a good save right here. But we're still watching this Hanover-Morian battle. Oh, Hanover in miss, hit, miss. Just goes a little bit wide. He goes hit, miss, miss. And that allows Morian to come on a little bit there and make a move on. But he's not able to do anything at the moment. Still holding on to the back of this car of Hanover. Again, every time I know there's little rumble strips on these grass bits, and I'm always worried they're going to go wide. He wants to go side by side. Is he trying to set a move up onto the no lift corner? He's well ahead before no lift corner. He will take it. He hit the brakes, and more Hanover has to be careful not to go into the back of him. Just to bite. The gap's back behind him is 1.5 seconds, so he can afford to hit the brakes a little bit right now as they come down to the prelude to the carousel. And it's now Morian making it a VEC 1 and 2. I don't think Godfrey will be able to make it a 1-2-3, but he will try his damnedest.
Going into the carousel. Ooh, I think Moraine definitely takes a tighter line comparative to Daniel Handover. Daniel Handover through the sort of the start to the middle of the carousel takes a nicer, wider berth, not really clipping the absolute apex of the track. Whereas the VEC cars, I think, are pushing it quite to the limit. I think that's what happened to Godefroy. I think he just nibbled too much of the grass and the car got upset and ejected him out of the carousel. Luckily, he did not eject him into the wall. But let's see what happens from here. Nice and slidey. Sorry, just 1 second. I'm getting a call.
Alright, no, I will take this for the final. Don't you worry about that. They're coming down now where the boys are turned into men right now. They are doing the X curve. I believe this is the X curve into the plant field. Yes, it will be. And I always remember these curves are high. used to take these in Forza, and you could not take them in Forza because of how high they were. And they're the same here. You've just got to be careful taking them. Just taking a little bit. There's Morian Hanover. Godfrey has pulled into a 0.7 gap between behind Hanover. So these three are going to be fighting on the straight to see what they can do. Razanahora is also losing time. He is now down to 8.5 seconds, so not sure what's going on there. We'll keep an eye out. Pretty sure he's safe at the moment. As Morian now coming around to what I believe is, now this is the Platz Garden. In now one more corner before he hits the second carousel. Godfrey, Hanover, sorry, is catching, and Morian blinks again. Hanover is catching, and Godfrey's not making they touch! Morian, no! No, Morian goes into the back of Hanover, and they've all got damage, and Morian, he's got no front wheel! Hanover, sorry, he's got no front wheel! His free wheel's on his wagon, he's going to have to nurse his back! Godfrey takes P2 because of it! Bellens is now in a battle for P2! Oh. He's going to be side by side on the straight right now! He takes P2! As Razanahora is coming down to the Tiergarten to finish the race. We're going to have to keep an eye on these at the back here. He's going to be 30 seconds ahead, but we've got to keep Morian's in the pits. Morian's in the pits. That's it.
Oh, that was very good up until that point, but it was, you just one misstep out of the carousel, and Morian was very slow coming out of it. And then what happened was, we'll talk about it once we actually finish the race. And it's just about
Razanhora's crossed the line. Bellens is about to, but Razanhora's taken the win. Kevin Bellens will take P2. He didn't expect that on the start of that last lap. That's Robin Biles will take a surprise P3 with Godfrey just behind in 4 and Menentry in 5. Hanover with 3 wheels on his way. Yes, there is 3 wheels on that Aston Martin, and he managed to get down the straight to the start-finish line on 3 wheels, and now he's lost it. That was so unlucky, and we've got to keep an eye out. We will go back to the forwards, but it's Overgaard, Hyde and Davenport, as Overgaard isn't even at the second carousel yet, so just to give you an idea.
Yeah, by the way, I think we should try and figure out what went wrong there, because as far as I could see, I think it was just a mistake. There's no real other things that I can really say other than that. So let's have a look at, you can see him there, I think he's just lost it there. So let's rewind back further towards the battle that happened for 4 laps and ended in such a way as this. They're coming into the carousel, and let's use the slow-mo. As they come into the carousel, you can see the car of number 8 just slides out of the carousel slowly, gets hit in the rear, and then it's just a passenger from there. An extremely unfortunate, and he blinks.
At the same time now, we are looking at this as well. It looks like it was a mistake. We see Hanover and Morian both getting wild in the second carousel, getting kicked out of it early. Looking in the cockpit as well, I'm not sure Hanover. I was looking in the cockpit, and not sure Hanover realised he was that close because of how wide this front bumper is as well. If you've got 3 monitors as well. Actually, he takes a little bump. He was going to be safe, and then he took a little bump, and that just sent him straight. And then behind them comes, I've just hit the wrong button. Behind them comes, it looks like it's Godfrey coming behind them. And it looks like Godfrey just takes a bit of a fast line. And I think as well, he also, he lost it, lost the brakes going in, went for the brake, and he was trying to avoid the wreck, but at the same time, Hanover's going right to avoid Morian. Morian blinks, so Godfrey would not have seen that as well, so it would look like Hanover's blocking him. But
there goes his wheel. Wait a minute, I need to see this. We're at the end of the race, but hang on, I need to see his wheel. He just flies away. Hang on, look at this. Hang on, keep an eye on the left side of your screens. You see the wheel? It's bouncing. It's bouncing. Almost. Does it take... Oh! There it is. It's decoupled. It's on its tether. Does it go flying? Come on, go fly. Fly away. As you can see, Kevin Bell, there it goes. It just goes flying in the opposite direction. And it just goes a Mach 1 off the track. At 19 kilometers, Kevin Bellens, by the way, who finished in a surprise P2. An absolutely surprise card out of nowhere, comes from 5th. And then just goes, what's going on here? Oh, I have a position to make, and he just takes it.
The back, he was near the back of that little bunch of 6, and it was fantastic just to see that. VEC guys as well just done their little parade lap around the GP circuit, so they've done what they always do. But what a move, and actually fair play. Let's give some fair play there to the free-wheeled car there, because that's not exactly easy, even on a straight. That's not easy for anybody to drive on free wheels. So really good play there, but it's a shame it came to that, and it was just, well, we always say it's just be prepared to break. You know, I don't think anybody's in the wrong. Everybody made mistakes there, so no point blaming anybody. We're all friendly. We are this little community of the Fanatec GT1 challenge. We're all a nice little community, so everybody will get over it. Well, not seriously get over it, but, you know, we'll come back together, have a chat about it, and then we'll be back again, smiles on their face for next week in the GT1 challenge. And if you are interested in this GT1 challenge, there is a Discord for it, where not only do they discuss the series, they talk about the hot splits they race, they talk about the setups, they provide their own setups. It's a community-driven, well, iRacing is community-driven, but it's a little cluster, mostly about 70-80% French, but a nice little cluster of drivers just all helping each other just to revitalize the GT1. And we always say hashtag make GT1 great again. They mean it. It's fantastic. And we actually go to, and where do we go to next week? Just to let people know, I believe it is Charlotte's Roval. So we go from one extreme to the other.
Craig, you are forgetting something, by the way.
What am I forgetting?
Well, did the race ever happen if we don't qualify the race results? Or quantify the race results?
I was waiting for that. I was just on a tangent. So let's make them official. They have all gone into the pit lanes and had their post-race checks. Jonathan Razanahora takes the win in the series with a blistering pace, followed by Kevin Bellens with that shock P2, and Robin Bales as well with a shock P3. They weren't expecting that. Alexander Godefroy takes a P4 with Fabian Menentri in 5th. Daniel Hanover takes P6 with Anthony Fromont into P7. Then it's Federico Rosano down in P8. He was 40 seconds behind everybody. And Derek Rudenberg in P9. Roberto Di Filipes takes P10. And P11 is Leonardo Baeo, the fastest Corvette. Romain Belagori takes P12, and Evictor Langia takes P13. When we go to of course, the Ford car there, Stefan Overgaard finished P14, but P14 in the main series in the GT1 is Sylvian Morian, followed by Bertrand Delray, Carsten Welker, Michael Sullivan, Brett Wayand, Robert Brenner, and then we come to the lapped cars. We've got Simon Vernier was a lap down, Alexander Schumann a lap down, Bill Suloff started in the pits, finished a lap down, Julia Ilian, it was a lap down, Travis Brody was a lap down, then Bo Brady left early after a big crash, was 4 laps down, Jack Godden was 5 laps down after that crash, trying to go side by side after making all those spots up. Jana Olinsky also 5 laps down, and Gabor Nagy Jr. was 5 laps down as well. Rob Hamp never took the start.
So, a exhilarating 5 laps out of 4 that was meant to be raced around the green hell, and 140 individual named corners later, about 4 of which we can actually get right, and the 136 we just murder and guess along the way. Who is your driver of the day today?
Ooh, well, let's be honest. It's boring, I know, but Jonathan Razanahora, because just a fantastic race there. He pulled away. He slowed down at the end there, but he was doing times under 750. He was doing 749. What was his 5 lap times? A 750.997, a 746.660, a 747.943, then a couple laps in 750s just basically to slow down and just wait for his teammates. Also, we did miss out the Fords. I'll just give a quick rundown. Stefan Overgaard, J.E. Hyde, Thomas Davenport, and Dennis Bayers finished 2 laps down as he had an accident. So, unfortunately, again, only 4 Fords, but we know it's not the easy of the cars to drive. So, if you do, it's a come and have a go if you think you're hard enough type thing. Because I was watching some of those Fords, and I would not want to drive one of those around here because I think I've had less bumps driving a ARCA car around the old Daytona circuit. It was that bumpy.
So what you're saying is, it's bumpy.
I mean, for a Ford, it's worse. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's fair.
What a race, though. We survived. We survived. How did everyone think of that? How did everyone think of the race there? The again, apologies for butchering so many German names. Skids in Twitch said it's I need to get my corner names right. It's only 170 German names.
Oh, I even got the count wrong.
he might, but I'll tell you what, mate, Morian as well. Yeah, a quick shout out to Morian. Everybody there in that gaggle of 6, any of them could have been a driver of the day. It was fantastic just to see not only how close they were racing, the respect they were giving every one of them. And just allowing them to make the moves. We saw so many moves on the no-lift corner, as I call it, that people were just having to be, I could make it, but I don't want to compromise that guy, so I'm just going to back off. So I think Sol mentioned it in chat. I think Joe mentioned it in chat. It was fantastic. It was great. Almost teamwork. Let's give it like that. It's teamwork. It's respectful racing. It takes 2 to tango in racing, and everybody was doing their part, so it was great to see.
By the way, these slow-mos are so awesome.
They are. And who are these cameras provided by again?
Track cams 22 or track cams for gourmets, allowing us to use them in our broadcasts. So thank you very much for that. I think we'll end off, by the way, with just... Oh, he's there he is. We're just going to actually finish off with just... I hate to do it, but just seeing the incident that propelled Kevin Bellens of the E series up from 5th to 2nd place. As you can see, the car of handover just bops out of the 2nd carousel, and I don't think at that point Moraine could do anything about it. And you can see just, well, you can't see anything now because he blinked. You could see. Hang on.
But the blink also threw things up, because, like I said, you had you had it going. You had Hanover going one way, and it looked for a moment that there was a free spot on the other side, but there wasn't any, and he hit the brakes as well because he didn't know where the blinking car was going to be. So it's a shame, but that's racing. That sounds horrible. That's the way racing goes. We all know the trials and tribulations of netcode, so it's a shame.
You can see, by the way, we're just ending this all off with Alexander Godefroy. Just seeing how he's going around to the outside, but then the crunch of the car of Daniel Handover, he's just trying to follow the line around from where his teammate was just a few seconds ago, and I want that wheel clipped and sent to Rent's defense.
Someone else can do it, not me today.
You can do it tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
I'll tell you what we will be doing later this week. You thought that we were just doing one Nordschleife? Oh, no. If you like us, the old like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're on Twitch, hit the follow button. We will be back Wednesday night with the RSR World Series around here for 6 laps. That is a GT3 race field. So it's the GT3 boys back at home around the Nordschleife if you do like it. So join us for that. Again, I am doing my Super Shields. We do have the YouTube channel if you're on Twitch and vice versa. Radion TV, of course. If you do want to join us and check where we are streaming again, we have a Discord which is down underneath the videos on both Twitch and YouTube, so do check us out. And again, we can also provide you links to the Fanatec GT1 Discord if you feel like joining, because like I said, hashtag make GT1 great again, and it's great to see 34 cars out here today. 34 cars, and most of them were Audis.
You said Audis again.
On purpose.
You really want to rub it in, don't you?
Hey, I'll embrace me.
You've made the mistake, and now you're embracing the mistake.
All I'm going to say is I'm going to come to ILMS this Friday, which we're also broadcasting as well this Friday, 1900 GMT. I'm just going to call the Audis Aston Martins, because why the hell not?
before we get attacked for saying such heresy, what do we say at the end of every great stream?
Thank you very much, everybody, and good night.
Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. Hopefully the Monday blues don't affect you too hard, and until Wednesday and Friday, we hope that you guys have a lovely week, and we will see you then.